go. This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
I'm Arrrash.
I'm Sean.
And today, before we get started on introducing you guys, we're going to talk about the Xbox 360 for Throwback Thursday. Tell me about your channels real quick.
I make videos on a franchise that not many people care about these days. So, yeah, check them out.
And I make videos about all sorts of games. Right now, a lot of Minecraft, but in the future, who knows? Maybe some other games.
And maybe if we encourage him, he'll move back to Halo for a little while. Go find those guys at youtube.com/FORGELABS and youtube.com/ARRRASH. All right. So for the Xbox 360, I'm just going to give you guys a little brief, I'm just going to say a bunch of word vomit, and then we'll just talk about it. So the Xbox 360 was the successor to the original Xbox and is the second console in the Xbox series. It competed with Sony's PlayStation 3 and Nintendo's Wii as part of the seventh generation of video game consoles. It was released in North America on November 22nd, 2005, which is why we're covering it essentially 15 years later. The Xbox 360 featured Xbox Live, which was expanded from its previous iteration on the original Xbox and received regular updates, which constantly changed the dashboard, which always confused me. And it also was available in a free and subscription-based variety, so you could get the Xbox Live Silver, Xbox Live Gold. The release of these additional services and peripherals helped the Xbox brand grow from gaming only to encompassing all sorts of multimedia, including Netflix, which was a major seller for Netflix. And also turned it into a hub for the living room computing entertainment. The earliest versions of the console suffered from a high failure rate indicated by the so-called red ring of death, which happened to me at least twice, necessitating an extension of the device's warranty period. Microsoft released two redesigned models of the console, with the Slim model, the S, and the E model, which came out with the Xbox One and kind of matched it in the way it looked. The Xbox 360 is the sixth highest selling video game console in history and the highest selling console made by an American company at like 83 million last time I checked, barely underneath the PS3, which actually outsold it by the end of its console life. And although it was not the best selling console of its generation, not by far, because the PS3 and the Wii both surpassed it, the Xbox 360 was deemed by TechRadar to be the most influential through its emphasis on digital media distribution and multiplayer gaming on Xbox Live. The Xbox 360's successor, the Xbox One, which did not sell nearly as well, was released on November 22nd, 2013, and on April 20th, 2016, Microsoft announced that it would end the production of new Xbox 360 hardware, although it continues to support the platform even to today in 2020. So what do you guys remember about the Xbox 360?
It still is my favorite console. I love the Xbox 360. The whole launch, all the launch titles. I look back on the early Xbox 360 era just so fondly, and have so much nostalgia for it. And I like all of those launch titles. I can't look at them without getting overwhelmingly nostalgic about them. And I love the old Blades dashboard. I love all the sound effects. I have so many good memories of playing with friends back then, and coming home from school and slapping on that $3 headset and messages, and just so much about it. There's so much fun stuff with it.
Did you guys know it was unveiled on MTV in this clip?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Just
no
wait.
clue.
You'll see this in a second. Go ahead and tell me about your.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I have tons of amazing memories playing. Xbox 360 was the first time I really, first time I truly got into online gaming. I had played a little bit of online games on PC before, and RuneScape a tiny bit, but before getting a 360, I had a PS2, so I never plug that in. So when I got the 360 and I got that little wireless adapter thing that you could buy for $100, I was golden. That was the first time I truly got into online gaming, and yeah, made tons of good memories. It's kind of funny though. So and I'll give you the brief story, but I actually had planned on buying a PlayStation 3. I had saved up all my allowance, and I went to the mall because there's a GameStop at the mall with the intention fully to buy a PlayStation 3 because I had a PS2, so I was just going to upgrade. I walk into GameStop, and the guy's like, yeah, we don't have any PlayStation 3s, but I would recommend you buy the 360. It's better. And so I was a kid at the time. I was like, you know what? This employee has my interests, and he's got my best interests at heart. And I took his word for it. And honestly, I'm glad he convinced me, because I never would have gotten into Halo and all sorts of other online games that I had amazing memories with if I had gotten the PS3. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing too. Like all Xbox Live, like it like impacted my life in so many ways, right? Like, I mean, it led to like what I'm doing now as a career. So it's just insane, like what all came from this crazy little like service they started adding, or like the Xbox 360. Like I didn't really use online games until I got the Xbox 360, right? Like I used PlayStation 2 online a little bit, and then got 360 soon after, and like just Xbox Live is like the best thing in the world.
Just like think
Yeah.
about how many things would be different today if we didn't have the 360.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that is probably the console that changed the way I did gaming. Like I was definitely not an online gamer. I was not
Mhm.
even really, other than Halo, I wasn't a big first person shooter player. But because of the 360, I got into Call of Duty. I got into Halo 3 multiplayer, which I never really did with Halo 2, other than I did a little bit on PC for a minute when they brought out the Vista version. I did do a little bit of Halo 2 with that, but I
Hmm.
wasn't really a big Halo 2 multiplayer player. But Call of Duty, I think, flourished because of the 360 and the great live service it had.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
So many games benefited from just that era of time when Xbox Live was really the pioneer for online gaming. It took I feel like Xbox Live, it took a product that was more niche and more like hardcore, and it really brought that to the masses. Like you'd go to school and everyone played Call of Duty or Halo online,
Hmm.
whereas like before that, like the only people that played online video games were like like super hardcore gamers, whereas now just everyone did it, right? Everyone had
Yeah.
an Xbox Live account. Everyone occasionally talked about like their Halo 3 games, even if you weren't a video game player. Like you'd go over to someone's house on the weekend, they'd have that little Xbox sitting there, and you could just like launch it up and play a game of Call of Duty while you were waiting for people to come over. And it was like it was a huge part of like the pop cult, is that the right terminology, like the pop culture of the time, like the Xbox and like all the like Halo specifically, it was in like tons of TV shows and movies and all sorts of stuff.
and what do you guys
Yeah.
think about the fact that this thing is now 15 years old and you can still play online with your friends with
Yeah, it's nuts. Like I can't believe it's 15 years old to begin with. I mean that it doesn't seem that long ago, to be honest. Like I still remember buying it, right? Like I remember, like pretty much like everything. I can't believe it's 15 years old, and like even like the games hold up. Like I was talking about this earlier, but like I've been playing Call of Duty 2 recently a lot, and that game is so much fun. And like it's still solid. Like it runs at 60 FPS. Like it doesn't feel like that old, right? Like
Yeah.
um it's just really fun. It's like a really good game. There's so many good games for it. Like even Perfect Dark Zero. That game is so much fun.
Hey, that was one of the first games I had when I bought
Yeah.
a 360. I bought my 360 and I think it came with Call of Duty 3.
Hmm.
It came with like Call of Duty 3, and then I bought Perfect Dark Zero because I remembered playing Perfect Dark like back on the N64 as a kid, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they made a new one."
Yeah. There's so
And
many
then
good game modes with that. It was sweet.
yeah, and then I actually got super into the first Saints Row. There was a multiplayer mode.
Mhm.
I got super into that, and like I don't even think that was a big thing, but like, I
Yeah.
would hop on and like all my buddies played Saints Row online. We'd play these like weird game modes, and it was crazy. I feel like, and this is something that I don't do anymore, and I think it's like an internet culture thing. But like back then, I would just get a game and I would just check out the multiplayer, and like it didn't matter if there was a big community or not because I didn't like pay attention to community numbers or anything, but you would just,
Mhm.
if it was fun, you just played it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
nowadays everyone's like, "Oh, this game's dead, this game's dying." But like I feel like there was a lot of not naivety. That's not a word. But there, I felt like it was like simpler times. Like as long as you could find games and stuff, people just played things. It didn't matter if it was the biggest game or not.
Oh yeah, not at all. I'd go to Blockbuster and I'd like look for whatever game looked cool or whatever game I thought I could get the most achievement points for. I
Yeah.
didn't care how many people were playing it. I just wanted to like play different games, right? So, yeah, there was no worry about like, you know, who was playing what or what was popular or whatnot. And then that was it. It was just play a game, have fun with it, and that's that.
I'll never forget the 4 games that came with my Xbox 360. It came with Cameo, Viva
Oh,
Pinata, Xbox Live Arcade Offline, and the Forza for the Xbox Greatest Hits Edition. Those are the
Oh,
four
nice.
games that
Yeah.
came with it. Like it was like
Yeah.
a brand new Xbox 360 came with those four games. I was like, why would you pick those four games?
Yeah, I got the mine didn't come with any. I got the core edition or whatever it was. It didn't even have a hard drive,
It was
so
the
I couldn't
arcade,
like.
right?
No, it was before the arcade. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
that's
get
right.
premium or core. I got like it was like one of the launch ones, right? So I got like it came with a wired controller. Didn't even have HD cables. It was standard definition cables, no hard drive, so you couldn't save, couldn't go on Xbox Live, and I didn't get a hard drive till much later on. So I was renting games. It was Perfect Dark that I rented, and I like would have to like leave it on to like continue. And of course my like Xbox died because of that. But like yeah, I didn't have any of those crazy games. I was downloading demos eventually once I got Xbox Live and
Yeah.
playing those a ton too.
I don't think I ever played Viva Pinata one time.
It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually like surprisingly really good. They made a show because the game was so good. I thought it was the opposite way around. I thought the show was based on, or the game was based on the show, but no, the game was like really 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 solid.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people love it.
I might have to go back and actually try it. Now, I just remember seeing the cover art and thinking, nah, that's not for me.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. I went over to my friend's house and he was playing it, and then we ended up watching him for like 3 hours. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta play this. And I got home, got it, and like played it a ton. It's
Yeah.
really good. Like even by today, I actually can't say that with certainty, but like I remember it being really, really solid.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you
For
guys
sure.
say your favorite games for the Xbox 360? Just pick three that aren't Halo 3 because that would be our on all of our lists. We'll
Call of
just
Duty 2,
default.
Perfect Dark Zero, and did I say Oblivion? Did I say that?
You did not say that yet this time.
Okay, Oblivion. Yeah, those three.
How about you, Arrrash?
Oh god, I feel like I'm being put on the spot, especially since you said I can't say Halo 3. Probably like Saints Row, maybe Rainbow Six. Would it have been Vegas? I think, right? Yeah, Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then, oh god, I need a third one. Probably, honestly, like the original Gears of War. That game was
That
really
was good.
cool.
The ones that come to my head are like the first three I kind of played on the system was like Need for Speed Most Wanted. That's still one of my favorite games. My favorite arcade racer of all time, truly, was that one. As far as like cars, because there's obviously Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, which is still up there too. But that one for the 360 is one of the best. And then I love Dead Rising. The original Dead Rising is one of my favorite zombie games of all time. And if I had to pick
That game's a lot of fun.
the third one would probably be Modern Warfare 2. Truthfully, that was a solid game, and my buddy and I probably put hundreds, if not thousands, of hours into it multiplayer. And I'll never forget him just getting 25 kills in a row and getting a nuke like every time we played.
Oh yeah.
We'd be playing Capture
Yeah.
the Flag, 25 kills, nuke, and everybody's like, "That's not even what this game mode is. Like, why are you doing this?"
I remember the first time I got a nuke in Modern Warfare 2 was playing the weird third-person mode. Because I could just like camp around walls like a total rat.
Cool. So, anything else you guys want to say about the Xbox 360?
I love it. It's the best console ever.
Ooh,
It's
last
like,
thing. Aesthetically, your favorite version?
Of the various ones they launched. For me, it's got to be the original. Not even
white
not the one that doesn't even have the silver disk drive. The like pure white one. That's the one I had. It's the core edition. Nice and basic. Oh, those are premiums. Right there. Oh wait, I
10
saw a picture.
reasons.
Hold on, let's see if I can
Yeah,
find
no,
the picture.
For sure, like just the classic 360. I think it's like a timeless design. But
Yeah.
if I was gonna like name off one of the special edition ones, the color scheme that they used for the Halo 3 Xbox 360,
I had
think
that one.
looked really
Oh, yeah,
cool. I
yeah.
remember. I never had it, but I had like those little wireless headsets they used to
Me
sell.
too. Yeah. I got that as well.
And I had one of those, and I thought the color was really cool.
Yeah.
I have a
But yeah,
story.
just the green and like the orangish gold, whatever that copper, I guess maybe. I think it looks really nice together.
I have a story about that, and it'll take 1 minute, I promise. I ordered this one off eBay for like, I think $100. Came with 2 controllers, the headset, the whole deal, everything. And I was like, man, I'm so happy I'm getting this. And it comes in the mail, and it came in the box that it originally shipped in. No packing whatsoever. And I was like, there's no way this thing works. No chance.
Yeah.
So I plugged the thing in, and it worked solid for 3 years after that.
Nice.
I, to this day, cannot believe somebody shipped one of these with no packing in the original box.
Wow.
Like, if I ever met that person, I'd be like, why? Why did you do this?
I will say, like, one thing is it's kind of crazy how successful the 360 was for, like, how often they broke originally.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, of all my friends that had a 360 back in the day, I don't think any of our 360s made it through the console generation. Like, all of us had multiple because they would just red ring.
Yeah, for sure. I had a couple red ring too. It's the most annoying thing ever. Mine red ringed on the day Halo 3 came out, which is horrible.
That's terrible. I remember, I was playing Mass Effect, the first one actually. I was playing the first Mass Effect, and it red ringed, and I did that trick where you would just leave it, like you'd leave it plugged in and running, and you just throw it under a blanket, and it would melt like one of the inhibitors. So I was able to play Call of Duty for like an extra 2 weeks, and it got me to Christmas, and my mom got me a new one.
I actually opened this particular model up 3 times and fixed it all 3 times.
Oh, okay.
So I eventually gave up fixing it. I was like, I'm just done. So I bought a slim model, and I actually gifted it to one of my friends that actually works on PCs, and he's limped it along for the last 3-4 years. So anyway, that's my story on that.
The Xbox 360 controller, this will be my last point. That is the best designed controller in games, period.
I still have my wired.
It's such a classic. I wish you could find new ones.
This was brand new this year.
Oh yeah. My only problem is like they're hard to find an actual new one, and I don't really want to buy like used ones. But just the way the controller felt and like how solid it was, like those wired controllers, oh my god, they were like tanks.
Yeah.
Compared to like now, I feel like I go through an Xbox One controller like every few months because the sticks just like decide they don't want to work anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. The new Xbox like Series X controller is pretty decent. I know for a fact it's durable too. My friend, like, I was showing him it, like, and this is before they launched. I was showing him it, and he like picked it up, and he's like, oh, he was drinking. He's like, I want to see how durable it is, and smashed on the table. It still works. I was really pissed off about that, but.
Yeah, I want to order one of the new, like, the Series X controllers. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels nice, and like, I mean, it's this exact same shape as the Xbox One controller, but like it feels like solid.
I think one of the things I love the most about like the 360 controller versus the Xbox One was just the tension on the sticks was like way more stiff, whereas like the Xbox One's like the stick, you like tap it, and it's designed that way, but like you tap it and it's like all the way up, like there's not much resistance. So it's just like you get used to it. Like now, if I play with my 360 controller I have laying around, I'm like, whoa. But
anyway, I know I promised this would be a shorter video, and I hope we did the Xbox 360 proud. So if there's nothing else for you guys, then we'll sign it off.
I have nothing else.
I'm good.
And I just want to say thank you to Sean from Forge Labs. You've been really fun talking to you, and hopefully everybody that watches this enjoys it as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll have to do it again sometime if we don't keep you up way too late next time.
Yeah, no problem, for sure.
So as always, I'm Chris.
I'm Arrrash.
I'm Sean.
And we will see you on the next CHRILLCAST.